Hello there, welcome to the channel everybody, welcome back if you've been here before, welcome if you're new, and welcome all to episode 9 of our No Mods building series, Beans Builds. Now we're here at Port Tabo, our Minutemen build at Taffington Boathouse, and as you can see in our little dock, we do indeed here have our Minutemen PBR, but what we don't have is a little fishing sloop to go on the fishing dock. So today, that's what we're going to be building in this Beans Builds. This one's going to be a bit more of a thorough episode because rather than just giving an idea of how to do something, we're going to be building it from start to finish. It's going to feature a lot of ideas from a lot of different settlement builders, but what I'm going to do at the end of the video is give a little tour of the boat once it's done and it's decorated and it's in here, and I'll point out the ideas that I got from people along the way. And just before we get into it, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everybody for getting the channel up and over 700 subs recently. That was really cool and I really do appreciate it. But anyway, let's not dilly-dally any longer, let's get into the build. Alright, so we're in workshop mode and we're going to be building out here on the road because Taffington's very built up, so it's a bit of a constrained site, and it's also not the biggest space where we're going to be fitting the little boat into. So to start with, we're going to go to the concrete floors and we're going to get 3 of these quarter floors, and we're just going to line them up. And then what we're going to do next is something Oldie Noodle did in her boat build here at Taffington Boathouse actually. We're going to go from here into the furniture section over to the shelves, and we're going to get these half shelves, these half bookcases. This is what Oldie Noodle did, she doubled hers up like that. Pillar glitched them together, but we're just going to go like this. And I'm just going to get a bunch out, because we're going to need a bunch, and we'll need more than this, but that'll be enough for now. Then I'm going to grab my trusty old Schiller, and I'm going to grab these bookcases, one at a time, and I'm just going to pop them on. I want them to be sort of to the edge, and I just want that first bit bleeding through. I want that metal railing around the concrete floors, just that's why I'm going to use it to measure it up. All the way to the end. Pretty pleased with that, I think. Perfect. So now I'm just going to pop them down each side. I'm just going to line each one up next to each other rather than merging them through. And also, I don't know if anyone else's game ever gets a bit glitchy and weird like this where it's not highlighted. You'd think it'd make it easier, but it really bloody doesn't. Next up at the front, we're just going to create a little triangle shape with 2 more of these bookcases. They don't fit perfectly on the collision, but you can sort of, there is a sweet spot. Once you find the sweet spot, you can always see how far you can push it from there. I think I am happy with that. Let's get the other one in and see how it looks. I'm happy with that. Don't worry too much about the gaps, we'll have something for that soon. I don't mind that it's a little asymmetrical. I mean, I'm not a naval architect, I'm just some bloke building things in the wasteland, and that's all our settlers really would be. Anyway, let's fix this little gap there. To fix this little gap, we're just going to go over to the rugs section, and we're going to get a single square one of these, and then we're going to get this little triple one, and we're just going to pop it on there. And it might take a couple goes, we might get it first try. Just got to kind of figure out where's the best place to cover the whole thing up. Let's have a look, eh? I think that covers it up quite nicely. So you can't see the gap under the floor there. Excellent. So next we're going to get on to the prow. So for the prow, I've got 2 of these blue filing containers. I'm just going to pillar glitch them together so you can't see the drawers on either one of them. And just when they stop bleeding through, that means they'll stop bleeding through on the other side. Perfect. And now I'm just going to take this, and that's what we're going to use to cover up this gap on the front. Perfect. And just one little bit of extra. I want one of these connector switches. I'd like this to be kind of poking out, with the little legs poking out. Do Aldi Noodles trick. Yeah, that's around about how I want it. Good. So far so good. So next I want to plug up these gaps, and I'm going to do that with the wire fence posts. I'm going to use these and I'm going to string some conduit through them, because I've seen Animatrix do that with her, well, one of her boats. She had a lot of boats, 3 or 4 I think, at Taffington, but the little one, it had these fence posts with some conduit strung through them. I thought that was really cool. So I think I'll be able to plug these gaps up with these. Excellent. Yeah, just one more I think. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to do the other side. Alrighty then, so with the railings on, it's starting to come together a bit. So next, I want to build a rudder system and close off the back here. Sorry if you can hear me cat, he's going for one. So I've got one of these steel toilets from the miscellaneous furniture section, and I'm going to use that to build a little rudder. So I've got these little white notice signs over here, so I'm just going to pop a couple of these together, back to back. I think I want it about that length. So then I'm just going to do the same with these ones. Yeah, I'll let you out in a minute, big man. And then I'm just going to flip this around. and merge them together like that. Isn't that right, you big fluffy boy? So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to shell a glitch it into the bottom of this toilet, and trust me, it will look vaguely rudder shaped once we're finished. It's not the most forgiving, but you can get it in there. That will do, I'm happy with that. Yeah, it's a bit wonky, but you know what, I don't mind that it's a bit wonky. So then I'm just going to shell a glitch this and take it over here. Now this is a bit of a pain to do. There we go. But there is a sweet spot that you can find. So I want it in so the base is underneath, the back of the toilet's on this side. And I just want it as high as possible and in as far as possible. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. It does look a bit wonky, but it's not really going to be something you're going to see when it's dunked in the water. So yeah, so far so good, happy with that. So next up I'm going to get one of these patio chairs and pop it here, and then I'm going to build a little bit of a steering apparatus to link into there out of some conduits. So we're going to shell a glitch this little steering thing in, and we're going to do that by using the little button for the toilet flush into the conduit. There we go. So that's our little rudder. So now all we've got to do is just close up the back, and to do that I'm going to use these barn posts over here. Alright, so it's looking alright at the back, I think. I have changed the rudder over, it was nagging me, but you didn't need to see me do that. But yeah, we're looking good so far. Next I want to get a mast with a sail, and then we'll do a bit of decorating and get it in the water before we do the junk decor. So you can see here, I've got a bunch of components that I'm going to put together to build my mast. I've got a couple medium conduits, a couple Minutemen flags, some of the pointy connectors, and one of the big chunky connectors, and a large barn post. And through the power of some snappy editing, I'm going to build a mast in no time. So that's our mast and sail done. It's important to do it in the order I showed it, because you can't get this conduit, this connector on top to go in if the conduit's already in there. So make sure you do that first. And now all we're going to do is group select it by the barn post. We're not even going to need the shiller or anything, and it'll go sit on our little sloop. So I want it sort of just near the front there. And a good reminder, make sure you quick save it first. Okay, I am very happy with how that's turned out. What do you think? Looks alright, doesn't it? So the next couple little bits we'll be putting on will be these two power conduits, and we're just going to pop these into these barn posts that we've used to close it up at the end. And then we're going to get one of these straight fire work mortars. And just nestle it up to the mast as close as possible. And then we're going to use these and all our little connectors to give the impression of some rigging. That's looking quite good. I want to get a small piece of conduit into the mast there to stick some life preservers on, but it's in a bit of an awkward place. Maybe I should have done that a little earlier, but to compensate for that I've just put one of those medium conduits on, so I can use that as extra length and extender to get it through. And then when it's through and I'm happy with where the small conduit is, I can just delete that one, and then I can hang my life preservers on there when we junk decorate. Okay, so our little fishing sloop is built. It just needs a little bit of decoration before we put it on the water and then do the junk decorating. So I'll not bore you with all the decorating because it's going to be a bit of fiddly and a bit of figure it out for me, but I'll just snap to the end. Okay, so we're all decorated. Let's have a quick look around and then we're going to get this thing in the water. So I've just popped on a lot of floats on the outside. Got some lobster cages, some fish buckets and fish racks. Kept the back pretty plain, but I wanted to. And then same on the other side, except we've got a name for it, River Wren. So I'm going to grab my chiller, I'm going to pick the whole thing up, I'm going to take it round to the dock, and we're going to get it on the river. Now that is looking good. I am very pleased with that. Now we just got our junk decorating to do, and then we're done. So I'm going to get on with that and I'll see you at the end, and we'll have a look around. Okay then, let's go take a look at it. It's all built up, all decorated, it's in place. So we'll have a ganders. So as we hop over the railing, you can see up front we've got our life preservers for if anyone goes overboard, as well as some bait to pop in the lobster cages, some of that cram to get on the fishing rods. And we've got some drinks there. Captain's got his hat, of course. Some duct tape, because duct tape will work wonders on anything. And some paddles there for if there's no wind, as well as a watch and a snack, so we can keep up with the time. And there she is, the River Wren, sitting in our dock, ready to go. Alright, so like I've mentioned throughout the video, this has been basically a conglomeration of a bunch of different ideas from a bunch of different builders who've done their own boat and ship builds. I just want to sort of go through it and give you the idea where my inspirations have come from. It's like they say when you're in university, you've got to cite your sources. So first off, the general idea for this boat was just a fishing sloop. I'm going to pop some pictures up on the screen right now so you can sort of see my reference images and sort of where I went with this.
So the first bit of inspiration I want to mention is Spotter Innovations. He did like a tiny boat build at Sanctuary, and that's always sort of stuck in my mind as a way to do a smaller boat build. Because I mean, you just look at the PBR over there and some of the boat builds you see in the community, they are pretty big. So you rarely see something that's a little bit smaller. And Spotter Innovations, he was sort of the first small boat I saw. But then building on that idea, where I've got this idea for these bookcases from, as I mentioned, that's from Oldie Noodle's boat build at her Taffington Boathouse. And then of course there's also these little railings, the conduit railings with the wooden fence posts. I got those from Animatrix's boat build at Taffington Boathouse as well. Now the general idea for how I went about building the boat was sort of cladding these bookcases onto these single little bits of flooring, as you saw me do at the beginning. Now that idea really is something that I got from finding Mulder in his Zodiac raft build at, let's all say it together, Taffington Boathouse. And yeah, that's a really cool build. It's a really quick one, but basically you just clad some of these the little ottoman onto some rugs to build like a little Zodiac raft, and that was really cool. But that's kind of the idea of how I went about doing it here. And then I think the last specific idea I got was from R. Marks. He uses these conduits a lot as sort of a steering wheel in a lot of his ship builds, which is what gave me the idea to build it as this sort of steering paddle there, which of course links into our toilet rudder. Very fun idea. And lastly, I cannot for the life of me remember where I saw it. I think it might have been finding Mulder's larger boat at Egret Tours Marina. He had it sort of hoisted up with conduits, so that's what I've done with these conduits that I've used to sort of put the rigging in. I've put some extra conduits around the dock here, so we can sort of attach it in so it doesn't drift off, especially if a gust of wind takes the sails. But besides all of those ideas, just a lot of general boat building ideas in here from all the different boats that are out there. And like, to name a few off the top of my head, like Eze Fallout's got loads of really cool boat builds. Fallout Myth's got a couple, which were the first ones I ever saw, and I was like, cool, you can build a boat in Fallout, and that's sent me down this path. And his methodology is what the PBR over there was based on. And then of course, Dave the Legend, he built this really nice sort of a paddle boat, riverboat type thing at his Taffington Boathouse. So many boats at Taffington Boathouse. But yeah, so he built one here, and that was a really cool build. And all of these builds are just sort of quite inspirational. You see them all the time, and there's so many more that I can't think of off the top of my head. But massive shout out to everybody for all the ideas that have gone into this from everybody, and a huge shout out to all the different boat builders in general. And yeah, thanks for your ideas, everybody. But that is the end of the video. I do hope you all really liked it, and if you did, do please like the video, drop us a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you would like to, and yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate I've been away for a little while and I've been a bit sporadic here and there, but I do hope you enjoyed this return, and I hope it's a return to form indeed. I know there's a lot of different boat builds out there, but I absolutely love the boat build, so I don't think I would ever be disappointed to put one out there into, you know, the sort of the grand context of Fallout settlement building myself. So yeah, hopefully this sits with some of the others and measures up well compared to them. But yeah, like I say, that is the end. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you everybody for getting the channel to over 700 subscribers. And if you want to hear me just chat for a little minute, then I'm going to chat now. If not, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you want to hear me have a chit chat, here we go. So yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody for getting the channel over 700 subs recently, and also thanks to everybody for coming to the live releases of mine and finding Mulder's Picnic by the Seaside. That was a really fun build that I really enjoyed doing, and I'm really glad people have enjoyed seeing that. I know I've been a little sporadic on the uploads recently, and I do apologise for that. This video itself has taken like quite a long time to edit and quite a long time to pull together. But I do hope it's been worth it, and I hope you've all enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making it, and I'm really glad I finally got this sitting here at Taffington Boathouse. But moving forward, for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be dropping the upload down to once every other week rather than once a week. I've not really had a massive amount of time lately because I've been busy building and coming up with ideas for new beans builds and the likes. to actually do any settlement building, and I'm kind of out of settlements that are built up, so all I've got to really showcase is build with beans and beans builds, and like I say, they take a bit more longer to edit and to make than the actual settlement tours, and because of that I'm not getting enough building time. It also means I'm not really getting enough time to edit my sanctuary tour, so I'm going to step back from the weekly uploads for a little bit, go to fortnightly just while I finish off my sanctuary tour, get some more bits built in the background, and then maybe once I've got a bit more content that I can start showing again, then we might go back to weekly, we might stay at fortnightly, we'll see how we get on. I will say though, don't worry, I'll try to be a bit more active on the posts and be a bit more active with sharing my works in progress and any screenshots of things that I'm doing or working on. And yeah, I'm always here in the comments. If you try and reach out to me, I'll always respond. So yeah, you're not going to be missing too much of me. I'll always be around. But that is it. That's everything from me. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I've had a lot of fun making it and it feels good to be back. So yeah, I hope you're all as glad I'm back as I am. With that in mind, I will see you in a couple weeks' time. You all take care of yourselves. You have a lovely week. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And that's it from me. Ta-ra!